Hello friends, welcome again back to another beautiful tutorial. How you all doing, guys? Hope you're all doing great and I hope you're generally fine. Today guys, I'll be showing you how to make this very beautiful elastic waist palazzo jumpsuit with a ton of sleeve. It's a very comfortable outfit and honestly it is something you really want to find yourself in. Okay, yes guys, of course I'll show you the easy way to achieve this. Let's get to the table. Now this is the print I'm going to be using. This is a plain satin fabric. You can actually use any fabric of your choice. Could be a crepe, it could be a cotton fabric, whichever one you feel you can rock with. Okay, yes, so here I have my my fabric on the table, so I'm going to be cutting out for the half length cut first. And if you look at the lowest part here, I already have 2 inches. Now this 2 inches is what I'm going to use to create my elastic waist effect. Okay, and of course the width of my fold here, I have 22 inches in width. That is what I'm working with. You understand how we came about this 22 inches afterwards. Then of course the half length for me here is 16 inches, and that's it guys. That's the length we're using here, half length of 16. Now at the very edge there, I'm just going to take a slope of 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch is okay here. Then I'm going to take 3 inches worth from the unfold part there, and I'll just go ahead and create my slope. Okay, yeah, that's it. Now after creating my slope, the next thing I want to now do is to indicate the sleeve opening. Now I'll be working with a sleeve opening of about 11 inches. Okay, yes, so 11 inches is fine with me. If you're on the slim side, you might want to use like 10 inches. Okay, but 11 inches is fine for me. And of course on that sleeve opening, I will extend the line all the way, and that is going to be my chest line. Now the next thing I want to do now is to go ahead now and put in indicate the sleeve length. Okay, the reason why we had this 22 inches of fold. Now the shoulder width is actually 16 divided by 2, that is 8 inches. Now from my shoulder there, I can now choose the length of my sleeve, and I wanted mine to be 10 inches. Okay, now when I indicate 10 inches for my sleeve length, then the remaining inches I have there is about 4 inches. Okay, and that is what I'm going to use to create the turn up effect. Okay, yes, so that is why we have our 22 inches width of fold. I hope you understand now. All right, so that's it for that. Now the next thing I want to do now is to fix in my body circumference. Okay, for the bust there, I'm working with 38 divided by 4, that's 9.5. okay, I went ahead to add extra 3 inches there for ease, meant to be a free one. Okay, and of course I added extra 0.5 inches again, for the to seam allowance there. Yes, then there I'll go ahead and make a curve. I'm making an armhole curve right there, and that's just it for that. You can see we're done with this part. So the next thing I want to do is to indicate my neck measurements. I'm using a neck width of 3 inches. I already have that marked down there, 3 inches. Now for the back neckline, I'm going to be doing 1.5 for now, because we're still going to create a slit. 1.5 for the back, so I'll go ahead now and make a curve like so. Depth of the back here is 1.5, while for the front I'll be marking 7 inches in depth. 7 inches in depth. So I'm going to make a curvy shape, but first of all I just made a slant shape with my ruler, looking like a V shape there. Then I'll just go ahead and make a curvy shape. I just wanted that slant shape to give me a guide so I can create that curvy effect there. You can see this now, and that's it guys for the neck measurement. So I'll just go ahead now and cut this entire piece out. So guys, if you've not liked, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you've not subscribed, this is the time you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to on your notification bell so that you always get notified every time I upload my content on this channel. And please don't forget to share with your friends and so in communities. I will appreciate this, right? You know that for sure. I will appreciate you guys a lot. Okay, thank you so much, because this will really go a long way to help this channel. Don't just watch and go. Don't just watch and go. Like, share, and of course subscribe. All right, taking off one piece now, I'm done with the back neckline, so I'm going to go ahead and cut for the front neckline there. You can see this, and we're done with it. It's that simple. I mean, you see how we achieved this half length piece. It's totally simple, right? Yeah, so now the next thing I want to do now, I just want to go ahead and notch that the elastic waistline there, just the lower part, just to notch the side there, That's just it. Then for the back, like I said, we're going to be creating a slit. I mean, this is a palazzo, right? So we should be able to pass through because we're not using a zipper. So I have to create a slit, and that's the reason why you have that allowance of extra allowance there to give it that ease. It's not meant to be fitted, except of course you're going to be fixing a zipper. But now I'm going to create a slit from the top part. There you can see I marked 14 inches, which is what's very, very close to the waistline. Okay, yes, so just 14 inches in depth. Then I'll go ahead and slit it open. So the neck depth here is meant to be this deep. Okay, so this is the way it will be able to easily pass through when you're wearing it. Okay, yes, if it's going to be lesser than this number, then this fabric should be something like a bit of a stretchy fabric. I hope you understand. All right, so that's it now for the neck depth. You can see we have this for the front piece, and of course we have that for our back piece. So the next thing I want to do now is to cut out a facing. Yes, I'm using this piece of fabric now to cut my facing. So this one is for the front neck there. So I'll just go ahead and cut out my facing, and the length of my facing should be about 3 to 3.5 inches is okay for the length of my facing, and that's it here for this front. Then you can see this now. Then for the back, I'm also going to cut out a facing for just only the neckline. I'm not cutting for the slit is going to be a strap that I'll be cutting out. You can see this one is for the back neckline. Because there's a slit opening, I have to of course slit what my facing as well for the back. You can see how this looks, so which means I have to slit this back facing. You can see this now. So that's what I use to turn the neckline. Now to turn for the sleeve, like I said, I'll be using a strap. So I just cut a piece from the fabric here. So you can see this. So this is about 1.5 inches in width of this is, and a very long one, because you have to have an extra to create a tie. Okay, yeah. So after turning the facing, I'll now use that strap to hem the slit. So I'll go finish this up. So when I was done, this is what I have. You can see, turn out the face. This for the front neckline. Make sure to lock up the edges as well. You can see this, I've given this a very good press as well. Now this one for the front piece, and of course this for the back piece. You can see how this looks here. You can see this now. Yeah, so that's it. So the extra I was talking about now is that extra strap here. So that's what we're going to use for the tie. You can see this now. Of course, except you just want to put in maybe a button, a tiny button hole there. So the next thing I'll do now is to go ahead and sew the shoulders. After sewing the shoulders, I'll also go ahead and hem the sleeve. Okay, yeah, so I'll be doing this much later. Okay, so I'm just going to set this aside so that I will cut for the trouser parts. Now for the trouser part, so this is what I have. At the top there, I've already indicated the 2 inches here for the elastic, just like we indicated for the lower part of the half length cut. Now the full length of my outfit is 58. So taking away 16 inches of the half length, I'm left with what? 42. Okay, 42. So I just added about 3 inches extra to hem the lowest part of this jumpsuit, and that made it 45. So from that elastic line, I went ahead to indicate the actual length of my pants here, which is what? 45. Of course, this totally depends on your own measurement, right? Yeah, so going ahead to indicate the length, I just went out to cut off the excesses that I don't need. So this is what I am working with now. You can see. Now from that line, then I will start indicating other vertical lines. The first I'm going to do is the hip line. I'm marking that at 9 inches. I went ahead to mark that down, the hip line at 9 inches, and made my straight line there. The next I'm going to indicate will be what? The crotch depth. For my crotch depth, I'm going to use my hip circumference width of 44 divided by 4, and that's 11. Added 2 inches to it, and that's 13. So that's going to be my crotch depth. You can see I'm going ahead to also mark that down, and that's it, guys. We're not putting in the nail and all that. No, this is a palazzo. It's meant to be a free one, and so we're not doing that. So of course we have our desired length. Now on the lowest part there, I'm going to go in by 1.5 inches. This is just to give the side just a little bit of shape. 1.5 inches. Then I'll connect it what? To the hip line. right? I'll connect it to the hip line. I would have also connected it to the waistline, but because there's going to be an elastic waist, okay, so there's no need of doing that. So this one is enough like this. Then I'll come to that crotch line. I'll fix in the hip circumference of 44 divided by 4, mark 11. Then I went ahead now to extend it to the hip line. That's from the cross line to the hip line. Now I went ahead to mark 4 inches extra for the allowance, extended it all the way to the waistline. Now to create my crotch, I move up by 2.5 inches under my crotch line there, and I just created an angle there. You can see, and that's it, guys. It's that simple. There's nothing difficult here at all. Okay, yes, I use my hip circumference, added extra 4 inches, then of course added 2.5 inches extra for the crotch, and extended it straight down to the end of my pants. And this is what we have. We are good to go, guys. What is left now is to cut this out, but because I was trying to manage my fabric, I wanted to cut out a pocket with this one. So you can see I'm just trying to make a distance of 7 inches from there. Normally, if it's going to be a cut together pocket, it's supposed to be on the other side, which we don't have space for, but I'm going to cut off this pocket piece that I'm trying to create out now. Okay, yes, so this is just me trying to manage my fabric, and that's what I have here. So I'll end off cutting that later. And guys, we're done. The next thing, of course, now is to go ahead and cut this entire piece out. We're done here, guys. Okay, at this point, if you've not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, like, share with your friends. Don't forget to share with your sewing communities. This will go a long way to help this channel. Please, guys, don't just watch and go. Like, share, and subscribe. If you find this helpful, that's the least you can do for me. Okay, thank you so much. So you can see we're done here, guys. Our pant is ready. I mean, this is very, very simple, and the fact that we are cutting out both the front and the back piece together, right? All right, the next thing I want to do now is to go ahead and sew the crotch. I'm sewing the crotch for both the front and the back. So I'll go ahead and finish up that. Then after that, on that elastic waistline, I'll go down by 2 inches. Okay, that's where I'll start sewing my pocket from. So I'll go down by 2 inches from that elastic waistline. I'm giving it a notch there. So I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. So what I'll do is to take that my little pocket piece I have here. Okay, then I'll go ahead and attach it. I'll attach our pocket, making sure that the right sides are facing each other. So we attach it on all the pieces together, so you have it there. So I'll go ahead and finish all this up with the upper parts, then I'll come back to show you. And when I was done, guys, so you can see this is the upper part. I've already gone on to join the shoulders, and you can see I've hemmed that sleeve opening part there. You can see this now. All right, so the next thing I want to do now is to create that turn-up effect, which is very, very easy. Just fold it inward like so, in such a way that the hem line is only visible on the inside. That's just it. It's that simple. And of course, you go ahead and top stitch on that line that is aligning with the shoulder line, and it's very, very simple. That's it, guys. So once you do this, you just put it in place, and the turn up effect is there. I'll repeat the same thing for the other side, okay, and that will be it. Now for my pants, I've gone ahead to sew the crotch. You can see I've also fixed the pockets. You can see this all the way. You can see, so the same thing for the other piece as well. Now the next thing I want to do now is to join it to the upper part. So I'm going to bring it together like so. Then I'll place it right side to right side, right side to right side. I'm going to put it. Now remember that 2 inches, right, for our elastic waist. You know we have the 2 inches on the lowest part of our top and also the upper part of our pants, right? Now you're going to be sewing on that 2 inches line. That's what we're going to do now. You're going to go ahead and sew on that 2 inches elastic waistline that we have. I will do this for the front, and I'll also do this for the back. So I'll just go ahead now and sew that up, and also top stitch my turn up. Now when I was done, this is what we have, guys. You can see now my turn up. You can already see I've top stitched it. Everything is in place. I've also given it a very good press. Our turn up effect is already in place, guys. It's that simple, guys. And you can see now I've joined the upper parts of the pant to the trouser to the upper part of the top. You can see what it looks on the inside. Now it's for us to create that elastic casing. So what we're going to do now is to take these 2 inches extra that we have here. We're going to be folding it in, but because I want to reduce the bulkiness, okay, you know, it's 2 pieces of this hem that we have there. I'm going to be reducing one. Okay, yes, I'm going to be reducing one piece of it, so I'm just going to cut off a little, just leave about 0.5 inches there. This is just to reduce the bulkiness. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to, reduce it. So the best way is to sew it towards the half length, towards the upper part. Okay, yes, it's either you sew towards the trouser part, but the best way to sew is to sew towards the, the upper part, which is the top. Okay, now that I have reduced it, I'll just make a tiny fold there and top stitch. That's it. It's that simple, guys. So I'll repeat this for the other part as well. Do the same thing for the other part, and our elastic casing will be in place. So once I do this, then I'll be able to pass what my 1 inch of elastic through it. So I'll go finish this up. And when I was done, this is what we have. You can see how this is neatly done. You can see this, guys. It's all there. So we have done this for both the front and the back. Now, the next thing, of course, is to pass the elastic. Now, the elastic, remember, this is the waist, right? So I'm just going to take my waist circumference for me here is 36. If you divide 36 into 2, that is 18, right? So 18 is for the front, 18 is for the back. Now, the 18 inches, you take away about 5 inches. You can take away 5 to 8 inches. But let's say you take away 5 inches from that 18. What do you have? You have 13, right? So 13 is going to be the length of the elastic that you'll be passing through here. Of course, there's room for adjustment. So when you are passing it through and you feel that it's a little bit loose, you can always reduce it. But I advise you start with the lowest number. Take away 5 inches and that will be it. Okay, yeah, so you can see what I'm doing, going ahead to pass it through from one end to the other. You can see, and of course, when you get to the other end, you just push it all out, and it's looking all beautiful, right? You can see our elastic is in place. So at this point, if you feel that is loose, then you can just pull out the elastic a bit and cut off some excesses, and that will be it. You can see how this is looking already. So I've held it down at both ends with my pin. Then I'll go ahead now and also repeat the same thing on the other side as well. Just carefully pass it through. Just make sure that when you get towards the end, you hold it down with a pin so that you don't have everything going inside. Okay, it's very important. You can see how I'm holding it down there. Then I'll continue pushing it till I get out to the other end, and of course I still hold it down before taking off my safety pin, because I was sure that I didn't need to take off any excesses. So this was okay for me. So you can see all I need to do now is to go ahead and top stitch all those points where I held it with the pin, okay, to put it in place. And that will be it, guys. So once this is done, guys, we're almost done. The final thing to do now is just to bring it all together, arrange it very well, okay? And then once you're done with that, you just go ahead and start joining the sides. You can see, okay, at this point, you just take it now from the sleeve opening, just take it all the way, run through the pocket and straight down to the end of the pants. And of course, repeat the same thing for the other side. Then you go ahead and sew the crotch from the center to one end, and of course the same thing to the other end. Then finally, after that, you go ahead and hem the lowest part of this the jumpsuit, and of course repeat for the other side. And guys, we're done, guys. It's that simple. Thank you guys so much. Like, we've come to the end of this one, and I hope you really find this helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share with friends in your sewing communities. I partner, so we really appreciate this a lot. You know I always do. To all my subscribers, you guys are amazing. Thank you, guys. See you on the next one. Bye.